In this citation primer, we'll go over the basic elements of a citation. In doing so, we're going to take a look at some free online resources, the online writing lab at Purdue University, and the APA style blog. To find the online writing lab at Purdue University, look up OWL at Purdue APA, and then choose the APA formatting and style guide. You will be able to see examples of in-text citations, a lot of pop-up windows, and it goes over basic rules for your reference list and then shows specific examples like how to cite books, chapters in books, and things like that. So this is a really great, free, reliable online resource that you can consult as you need to. The other really great resource is the APA style guide from APA. And if you Google APA style, you will see a link right here, apastyle.apa.org. And then when you open that, you can see at the top the style and grammar guidelines. Click on that link, and then you can select specific resources, or the other thing you can do is take a look at all of the style and grammar guidelines. And as you scroll down, you can see links to, formatting your paper, including margins and line spacing, information about in-text citations, style, bias-free language, publication, and of course, what everyone is interested in, references. And if you look at the basic principles of reference list entries, you can see this information here that we will cover in this webinar today. And then there's a good example here of a sample journal article, and the information is called out in terms of the source or the journal, the title of the article, the authors, where you find the publication date, and all of the elements of a citation that you would need in order to create a citation. So these are two really great free online resources that are trustworthy and that you can consult as you need over time. So let's take a look at the elements of a citation from a book chapter. I have listed the basic format of an entire book citation above, but what I'd like to focus on now is actually the elements of a citation from a chapter from a book. In this case, the author's last name and first initials are listed. You have the year of publication. Then you have the title of the chapter. That's in sentence case. There are no quotation marks or italics in APA style. And then you'll have the editors of the book. And then the title of the book is listed in italics, and it's in sentence case. And that's a unique feature of APA. Other citation styles like MLA or Chicago, which you may be looking at citations that are in different styles, those have the book in title case, but in APA, the title of the book is in sentence case. You do capitalize the first letter of a subtitle. Another distinguishing characteristic of a book chapter is that you will see PP preceding the pages of a chapter. You'll also see a publisher. And so to recap, in APA style, the title of the book is in sentence case, and some ways to distinguish it from a journal article is in a book chapter, you will see publisher and editor. You'll see that P or PP, and that lets you know that you're looking at a book chapter. Here's an example where we have the author, last name, comma, first initials, and then we have our publication in parentheses, our publication date in parentheses. We have the title of our book chapter right here in sentence case. We've got our editors listed here with eds in parentheses, and then we have the title of our book in italics and in sentence case. There's our page range with PP in front of it, and then we have our publisher, and because we do have a DOI available, that's listed here. Now let's move on to journal articles, because those have some distinguishing characteristics. Here's the basic format of a citation for a journal article. You've got your authors, you've got the publication date, the title of the journal article, the title of the journal. You've got your numbering, so volume and issue, or volume and number, depending on how it's numbered. Page numbers, which are listed, but not with a PP or a P in front of it. And then you have your DOI. So something that is allows you to distinguish between a book and a journal in APA is that the title of the journal is actually in title case, and it is italicized. So that's one of the main things that you should notice if the citation is done properly. You'll also see that volume and issue set up with a number here and then another number in parentheses indicating the volume and issue or the volume and number. And remember, there is no P or PP associated with the page range. So for example, here we have our authors, our publication date, we have the title of our journal article here. Then we have the title of our journal listed here in italics and in title case. Here's our numbering, our volume, and our issue. Here's our page range with no P's right here. And then you have the DOI. Let's take a look at a couple of examples now to see if we can identify the elements of a citation. Right now I have a scholarly journal article open from this database called ProQuest, and listed at the very top is the title of the journal article. Below that we have our authors, and then we have the periodical listed here, the Journal of Business and Psychology. We have our numbering, our publication date, our page range, and our DOI. So all of the elements of our citation are listed at the top of the page. Now this database, like most databases, have user-friendly tools like citation tools. If I click on Cite, a pop-up window will come up and you can see that we have the choice of different citation styles. We should be using APA 7th, but let's take a look at this. We have our author, our publication date, the title of our article, the title of our journal, our numbering, page range, and DOI. This is all correct, and it has even the hanging indent. So all of this information is correct. I really recommend that when you use these automatically formatted citations that you check it against a reliable source like the APA publication manual or the OWL at Purdue. In our next example, let's take a look at a book chapter. So in this record, we can see that the book chapter is listed at the top, and then we have our authors. Now it says source title. This is the title of our book. We've got our publication date, the number of pages, and our DOI. So one of the things that we can do at this point is if we wanted to check and see the page range, we can open the PDF and look at the page range. We can also click on the Cite chapter, and you can see it's very small, but they have this in APA where we have our authors, our publication date, the title of our book chapter, and we then have the editors and the title of the book, and we've got our page range here, 101 to 123, which is great. We've got our publisher and our DOI. One of the things that I want to point out in this instance is that the title of the book and the title of the book chapter are actually in title case, and they should be in sentence case. So this is an instance of an automatically formatted citation that has the correct content, but the formatting is incorrect. So this would be something you would need to correct if you were going to use it in your reference list. So I just wanted to point that out, but it does enable us to get our page range, which is great. So if we want to cite this, or if, for example, we did not have the full text, you can use that information to order resources from the library. So as we finish up our webinar today, I just want to point out some additional writing resources that are listed on our library page. If you click on the Writing Resources tab, you can see that we have some information about the Writing Center, and then we also have links to the online writing lab at Purdue University, the APA Style website, and some additional information. So you can take a look at this as you have a chance, and thanks for joining me today.